हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ओम नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। We shall chant Anuvaka number 8. ओम भीषास्माद्वातपवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पंचमैति शैषानन्दस्य मीमांसा भवति युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दुडिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ते ये शतं मानुषा आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियश्च चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियश्च चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतम् आजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानपि श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवानाम् आनन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियश्च चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियश्च चाकामः तस्य. So that Supreme Brahma is of the nature of Ananda. He is indicated as Raso Vesaha, the nature of Rasa. Rasa means Ananda. And everyone is striving to gain Ananda in this world. We are afraid of losing Ananda also. And we constantly pursue to attain Ananda. So out of fear of that Supreme Brahma, everyone, all beings, they work in this world. Not only human beings, but even the powerful devatas. They also perform their respective work. They fulfill their duties systematically out of fear of that Brahma. So, Bhisha smad vatap pavate bhisho deti suryaha. Out of fear of that Brahma, the wind blows, the sun rises, the fire burns, and Indra rules, and even the Devata of death, he fulfills all his responsibilities out of fear of that Brahma. So Brahma is of the nature of supreme bliss. And one who realizes this Brahma attains this bliss. The enlightened person gains this supreme eternal bliss. But what about others who are ignorant, the other jivas? Other jivas also get happiness when we interact with the various objects of this world, which is called the worldly happiness. So in order to comprehend that happiness of Brahma, This Mimamsa is being done here, means inquiry into the happiness of Brahma. Shankaracharya writes, is this happiness, is the happiness of Brahma, is it like the worldly happiness? किम आनंदो विषय विषयी संबंध जनितः लौकिक आनंदवत, like our laukik ananda, the worldly happiness we get when we interact with the worldly objects through our senses, through our mind, through our intellect. We come in contact with various objects of this world. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And through this interaction, we gain that happiness. And this interaction also gives us sorrow. But whatever happiness we gain in this world is also through our interaction with the world of objects. In Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says, Matra sparshasthu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha. When our senses come in contact with the objects, we gain the various experience of dvandva, shita, ushna, sukha, dukkha, labh, hani, jay, parajay. So different levels of happiness we experience in this world. So is that Brahmananda, that supreme happiness of Brahma, is it something like that only? So that we have to comprehend and understand. Therefore, the Shastra does this inquiry here. See, the worldly happiness, तत्र लौकिक आनंदः बाह्य अध्यात्मिक साधन संपत्ति निमित्त उत्कृष्टः स एष निर्दिश्यते ब्रह्मानंद अनुगमार्थम. So the worldly happiness is considered great in this world. Everyone pursues that happiness. So that worldly happiness is taken as a means to make us understand that happiness of Brahma. Shankaracharya writes कि अनेन हि प्रसिद्धेन आनंदेन व्यवृत्त विषय बुद्धिगम्य आनंदः अनुगन्तुं शक्यते. So that enlightened person whose attention is shifted away from the objects of this world, he gains that supreme happiness. So the happiness of this enlightened person, which is equivalent to the happiness of Brahma because he attains Brahma, can be understood by analyzing this worldly happiness which one gains through contact with the objects. So, therefore, this happiness is being analyzed here because this worldly happiness is also a tiny little part of this Brahmananda only. Because the ultimate source of all happiness is the happiness of Brahma. But we are getting a very, very diluted portion of that happiness in the world through objects. like a small homeopathic dose like. So, and why we get this little? Because of our own ignorance. Avidyaya tiraskriyamanaha avidnyana utkrishyamanayam cha avidyayam brahmadibihi karma vashat yatha vijnanam vishayadi sadhana sambandha vashat cha vibhavyamanascha loke anavastito laukika sampadyate. Because of our ignorance, we neglect this knowledge of oneness with that Brahma, so we interact with the objects of this world, and depending on our karma and the quality of that object and our interaction with that object and how much of ignorance is eliminated from our system, we experience different levels of happiness. Not only human beings, but the happiness which is attained by higher beings also. See, human being is not at the top of the ladder. There are greater beings than us, and there are lesser beings than us also. So we are somewhere in the middle. So animal, birds, plants, and all are there who are totally bound and totally immersed in ignorance. But a human being has got the ability to gain knowledge and do his sadhana and become free of his attachment to the objects of this world, has got the ability to purify the mind. So the level of happiness we experience also differs as a human being. And similarly, the higher beings who have greater power, who have greater knowledge than us, who have greater vairagya than us, who have greater purity of their mind than us, they experience higher and higher happiness. And the greatest happiness in this world is experienced by Hiranyagarbha, the firstborn, Hiranyagarbha. So this analysis is done to make us understand the beauty of this happiness which is attained by that enlightened person. So this higher and higher happiness is attained, Shankaracharya writes, when avidya, kama and karma becomes less and less. Eva avidya kama karmapa karshena manushya gandharvadi uttarottara bhumishu akamahata vidvat shrotriya pratyaksho vibhavyate shataguna uttarottarotkarshena yavat hiranyagarbhasya brahmanaha ananda iti. That as the kamna, our desires become less, as the avidya becomes less, as our attachment to karma becomes less, we experience, the jivas experience higher and higher ananda. So human beings, then Gandharva, then Pitru, and then Devatas and all, they experience higher and higher happiness because their avidya has gone down, their kamna has gone down, their karma has gone down, prompted by kamna. So more and more happiness they experience. And in an enlightened person, this division of I am experiencing this happiness and this is the object which I am experiencing, this division disappears. So he experiences that happiness without any division, which is one, where all the happiness has become one. So therefore, this analysis is being done here. So in order to make us understand this, first the teacher talks about the best, the uttam happiness which a human being can possibly gain. Hmm? So here it is said, Yuva syat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha ashishto dhudishto balishtaha तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनंदः. This is the best ananda which a human being on this earth can attain. If all these possibilities are fulfilled, then that is the topmost happiness which a human being can attain through his interaction with the world. And what is the quality of that human being? Yuva syat, sadhu yuva dhyayakaha. A young person, just imagine a young person, yuva. See, in our childhood, there is not much of a happiness because there is paravashata. Dependence is there. Wherever there is dependency, the happiness level goes down. Sarvam paravasham dukkham, sarvam atmavasham sukham. It is said that when we depend more and more on other people, on other objects, on situation, on time, on conditions, then there is less of happiness. And in childhood, the dependency is there more. So they are totally dependent on their parents. When to eat, what to eat, when to sleep, what to do, what not to do, when to play, when not to play, what to talk, what not to talk, sit here, go there, do this, do that. So constantly they are being ruled by the parents, by the elders. They go to school, there also the teachers, and they keep on ruling them, controlling them. So childhood is full of this bandhan usually. And old age is also similar. Old age also we become very dependent on other people, dependent on medicines, dependent on the other situation, condition, depending on time and place and food and so many things. So there is less of happiness in old age also in this world. But a person who is youth, Yuva, has got a more chance of becoming happy, gaining worldly happiness, material happiness. Can go out, have fun, dance, music. But here the teacher is saying is this is a hypothetical condition is given here for the maximum happiness. So a young person is there, but he's not a just ordinary, he's sadhu yuva. Sadhu yuva means having good qualities, having good virtues, a sattvic person. In Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says that better than tamasic and rajasic, we have sattvic happiness. So he is a sattvic person, a good person, a good yuva. Goodness gives us more happiness. Following, having those values of life, ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya, parigraha, compassion, kindness, friendship, forgiveness, sadhu, a good person. Sadhu yuva. So yuva sya sadhu yuva adhyayakaha. Then he is well learned, not an illiterate person, not an uneducated, uncultured person, but adhyayakaha, learned. And learned in what? Learned in the Shastras, in the Vedas. Means has got the knowledge of life, knowledge of dharma, knowledge of what is good and bad, the basic knowledge which in the modern times, modern world, a lot of people are missing. Basic knowledge of dharma, of goodness. See, being born in this beautiful world, and also those who are born in Bharat Desh, we are lucky to be born in a country, in a nation where all these shastras are there, the great Mahatmas are there to talk about it. So one who has gained this knowledge is called Adhyayakaha, means having sound understanding of life, of dharma, of pap punya. It's called Adhyayakaha. So just imagine this person, a youth, good youth, learned, well educated in the Shastras. So Adhyayakaha and Ashishtaha. Ashishtaha means Ashavan, having a positive outlook of life, optimistic, not nirasha. This is an attitude. This is a way of looking at this world. Optimistic view of life, asha, that something good and positive will happen in future. Some people are there nirasha life. Though everything is there in their life, they always think of something very dark in future. ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा युद्ध होगा बर्बाद होगा दुख होगा famine होगा. So very dark picture of their life they make. But this person is ashavan, ashishtaha, very positive, optimistic outlook of life, and dhrishtaha, and very firm on his path, firm in his understanding, firm in his value structure, not dhila dhala, not a chanchal person, not flimsy character, but very firm, reliable. So dhrishtaha and balishtaha, very strong, physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, strong person, not a weakling. So balishtaha, such a person, just imagine a youth, such a youth with all these qualities, and he is also very prosperous. Prithvi, tasya iyam prithvi, this whole earth, sarva vittasya, filled with lot of wealth. So he is the owner of this entire world, entire earth, filled with wealth. Means a very wealthy, prosperous, like an emperor of this world, a young, good human being, having good qualities. Means, and this prosperity is there to not only perform any actions required in this world, but also perform whatever activities, rituals, etc. are required for other world also. Means has got all the resources in his command. So prosperous, young, good value system, very firm, optimistic. Such a youth, just imagine the happiness which he will feel. Happiness is a general feeling of wellness, goodness at all levels, physically, emotionally, intellectually. spiritually, a great sense of contentment and joy by living in this world. So that happiness, that level of happiness which this person will experience, such a person which experience with all these conditions, is the maximum happiness, worldly happiness, which a human being can gain in this world. This is considered as one unit of happiness. From this unit, then the measurement of higher and higher happiness will be made. This is one unit. Like 1 millimeter, then you make it centimeter, and you make it meter, kilometer, etc. So one unit, like if you want to measure time, we say 1 second. Then from that second, we then calculate the minutes and hours and day and month and years and yugas and all. So this is one. And all the happiness which other human beings are experiencing in this world is less than this only. If we don't have all these conditions, then the worldly happiness will be less than this one unit. If we are not youth, that yuva avastha is not there, happiness has gone down. If goodness we don't have, good qualities we don't have, happiness has gone down. If we are not optimistic in life, happiness has gone. If we are not firm on our path and goal and our understanding, again happiness has gone down. If we are not strong spiritually, physically, emotionally, happiness goes down. If we don't have wealth, if we are poor, see, poverty is also sorrow only. Our shastras don't what you call praise poverty. Says you earn wealth, you become wealthy. Poverty is not just praised. One should become wealthy. Wealth is required, but wealth is required to not only for our own comfort and work, but for dharma. If we want to help and serve the world, wealth is also a very important factor. So, such a wealthy young person, a king of this whole earth, the happiness which he will experience is one unit. So, eko manusha ananda is one ananda of manushya. You can imagine, you got this unit. Now, the whole thing we have to do, our calculation in our mind, just multiply this happiness by 100. Just imagine 100 times the happiness which this person, this one unit happiness multiplied by 100. That 100-time happiness is experienced by a higher being who also is good, who also is sadhu and adhyayaka and all, but living in a higher plane of existence. So such a person, such beings are called the Manushya Gandharva. So sa eko Manushya Gandharvanam Anandaha te ye shatam Manusha Anandaha sa eko Manushya Gandharvanam Anandaha. So the Ananda of a Manushya, human being, multiplied by 100 is equal to one Ananda, one unit of Ananda of Manushya Gandharva. Means what is experienced by a topmost person, topmost happiness which one can experience in this world, on earth, If we happen to go to Gandharva Loka, one can attain Gandharva, human being, when a human being has performed certain rituals, then that person becomes fit to attain Gandharva Lok. Gandharva Lok is a higher world. Shankaracharya ji, he writes about Gandharva Lok. मानुष आनंद छत गुणे मनुष्य गंधर्वाणाम मनुष्याः सन्तः कर्म विद्या विशेषात् गंधर्वत्वं प्राप्ता मनुष्य गंधर्वाः. Manusya Gandharva is that loka which is attained by a human being who was a human being before, and through Vishesh karma and Vishesh vidya means knowledge. When we live in this world, when we follow the path of dharma and we perform certain rituals, attain some punya karma, then after death, we go to a higher world. That is how this world functions. That is how this whole cosmos functions. It is functioning based on our karma and our knowledge and our purity of our antakarana. We rise to higher and higher loka. Or if we have acquired papa karma, then we fall down. In Gita also Bhagavan says those who are sattvic, they rise up. Those who are rajasic, they remain in between. Those who are tamasic, they go down. So Manushya Gandharvas are that plane of existence which is attained by one who was a human being before, and through special karma and upasana and vidya knowledge have gained that purity of antakarana and some level of that punya. After that, attains Gandharva Loka. The Loka, the world of artist, the world which is very fascinating, which Shankaracharya writes about this world. He says that they have the ability of antardhan, they have the ability to even disappear. They also have body, but they can just go beyond the body. They can just make the body disappear also. So, antardhanadi. Te hi antardhanadi shakti sampannaha. They have that shakti of just making the body disappear. Sukshma karya karanaha. Those who have sukshma sharir and indriyas, etc. So, because of that, they have greater ability to overcome the joys and sorrows and heat and cold of that world. So tasmat pratighata ghata alpatvam tesham dvandva pratighata shakti sadhana sampattischa. So due to that shakti, to that power, they are able to withstand the little ups and downs of life. Therefore, they get greater happiness. And because of the purity of their antakarana and because of the higher level of knowledge which they have acquired, they normally experience a level of happiness which is 100 times more than the happiness which a human being can experience here on this earth with all that qualities, yuva, syat and all. So this is Manushya Gandharva happiness. And the most interesting and beautiful point is which is mentioned here, is the same happiness which a Manushya Gandharva experiences in that world, a human being who is spiritual, who has shifted his attention from the world, who is not who is not under the sway of the worldly objects. Here it is said, Shrotriyasya cha akamaha tasya. Akamaha tasya means who is not hataha, who is not killed by kamana, means who is not overpowered by the kamanas of this world, means who is not disturbed by the worldly joys and sorrows, who has got vairagya, one who is not perceiving the worldly happiness and is not disturbed by any material objects and happiness of this world, remains totally undisturbed. And why so? Because he is also Shrotriya. See, first it was said that Manusha Gandharva, Manusha Ananda is one who is Adhyayakaha, who has studied the Shastra. But yes, Shrotriya means one who has studied Vedanta, one who has listened to the Upanishads, one who has done the Shravanam of the Upanishad and has understood that Aham Brahmasmi, has gained that understanding of his own self, though may not be totally established in it, but has gained that knowledge that I am Brahma. So Shrotriya is Shrotriya, which is common, and also it is understood he has got other qualities like his sadhu and all, means good qualities, good values. But the most important is akamahatasya. He is not killed. He is not overpowered by kamana. Such a person living in this world on earth experiences the happiness of Gandharva. Means he experiences 100 times more happiness than that of a perfect happiness of a worldly human being. Therefore, this Sarvottarishya Akamahatasya is not given with the Manusha Ananda. It starts with Gandharva, Manusya Gandharvanam Ananda, and it is repeated in all the Anandas, higher and higher. So whatever higher and higher Ananda, which beings attain when they go to this higher loka, this person who is Shrotriya, who has studied, who has listened to Vedanta, and who is akamahatasya, who is absolutely free from attachments to the worldly pleasures, worldly objects. So Shrotriya is common, but this attachment and not being overpowered by the kamana may be at different levels. So the more and more he becomes akamahataha, the more and more happiness he experiences. Normally, he experiences the happiness of a Manushya Gandharva. But when his akamahataha, that quality becomes more, then he experiences the happiness of Deva Gandharva. And he experiences, when it becomes more, he experiences the happiness of Pitrus, Tiralokalokana, Pitruna, Ananda. So depending on this akamahataha, this quality, this person experiences more and more happiness. Even the happiness which Hiranyagarbha experiences, which is the maximum, is experienced by this person who is Shrotriya or Kamahata. So it's very interesting and beautiful. So in this way, this what you call the sadhana of becoming free of kamana is also indicated. Shankaracharya writes, कि तत् विशेषतः शतगुण सुख उत्कर्षः उपलब्धेः अकामः तत्त्वस्य परमानंद प्राप्ति साधनत्व विधानार्थम. So to gain that Paramananda, the sadhan is to become akamahata, become free, means should not be killed, means should not be overpowered by kamana. Kamana will be there, means objects are there, world is there, but this person is not overpowered by this kamana and is trying to gain more and more abidance in his own self. So this is the person who has done Shravanam, whose chitta is Shuddha, who has all good qualities, and who is perceiving this path of Nididhyasan. And the more and more he gains that abidance, and more he becomes detached from worldly pleasures of not only this world but other world also. He gains more and more happiness. So 100 times more happiness than a Manushya is attained by Manushya Gandharva. So 1 unit of Manushya Gandharva happiness is equal to 100 times happiness of a human being. Then Teje Shatam Manushya Gandharvanam Anandaha Sa Eko Deva Gandharvanam Anandaha. Then just imagine the person who is in Deva Gandharva, who is a Deva Gandharva. Deva Gandharva is one who is born in Gandharva Loka, who is born in Gandharva Loka itself. Manushya Gandharva was one who was Manushya, and due to Punya Karma he attained Deva Gandharva. That Deva Gandharva Loka, I mean Gandharva Loka. But a Deva Gandharva is one who is born there itself. See, just like some countries and all, some people go there and then they get citizenship of that country. But there are those who are born in that country, so they are naturally citizens of those countries. But others, they get citizenship. Similarly, Manushya Gandharva is a Manushya who got the citizenship of Gandharva Loka because of his punya. But a Deva Gandharva is born in that world only. He is by birth itself a Deva Gandharva, a Gandharva. So that is called Deva Gandharva. Deva Gandharvaha Jatitaha eva is born there itself. Then 100 times the Ananda of Deva Gandharva is 1 unit of Ananda of the Pitruna, of the world of Pitar, the world of the ancestors, the Pitruna. And they live in that world which is eternal, which lasts for a long time. Therefore, that world is called Chiraloka Lokana. Chiraloka Loka means a long-lasting world. And in that long-lasting world, those beings who stay there, they are called the Pitru. And that is the Pitrulok. So one attains this Pitrulok also through karma, upasana, and acquiring punya. We can attain this Pitrulok. So the one who is able to attain this Pitrulok because of the purity of his antakarana, because of goodness, because of the rituals, because of what you call, all the conditions are fulfilled. So such a person, the happiness which he will experience there in Pitrulok will be 100 times more happiness than that of a Deva Gandharva. Hmm? So you keep track of this. No? Then higher than this Pitrulok is Devalok. So Devalok. So Manushyalok, higher than that is Gandharvalok, higher than that is Devalok. Manushyalok we know, our world, with all our joys and sorrows. Then there is higher than our Manushyalok is Gandharvalok. And in Gandharvalok, two types of people they live there. One is from Manushyalok who has got promotion and has gone to Gandharvalok. And another beings, there are those beings who are born there only. They live there, then they die, then again they are born in Gandharvalok itself. Many yugas before they might also have been Manushya, but now they are born there. They don't become Manushya, they are born there itself. Then higher than Manushya, this Gandharvalok is Pitrulok, which is also attained through Punya. And higher than Pitrulok is Devalok. And in Devalok also, there are different types of Devatas. Three types of Devatas are there. Those human beings who have performed special rituals, which are mentioned in our Smritis. In Smriti Granthas, some rituals are mentioned. If we perform those rituals, we acquire Punya and we can go to this Devalok, which is also called Swargalok. So they are the what you call Ajana Jana Deva. That is called Ajana Jana Deva. They are known as Ajana Jana Deva. Ajana is the name of the Devalok only. So they are then, because of the Punya, they are born in that Devalok. Then there are those human beings who perform the karmas which are mentioned in the Vedas, in the Shruti. They are higher type of karma, special type of karma. Only those eligible few will be able to perform them. So when these karmas are performed, they get more punya. And they go to a higher level in the Devalok, which is called Karma Dev. They become Karma Dev. They get higher status. Like even those people who go abroad, some people stay in some slum area in that foreign land also. Though when they come back to their native land, they say, "Oh, I am staying abroad." But they must be just doing some labor work there and staying in some slums. But there are those who stay in some higher level of society. So similarly, in Devalok, there are those Ajana Jana Deva at a lower level. Then there are Karma Deva. They are at a higher level who have performed karmas mentioned in the Shruti. And then there are Deva who are born in that world itself. Just like the Deva Gandharva, the Deva are born in that Devalok. And also they get special, what you call, they get all that is when we perform rituals and offer to the Devatas. These are the Devatas who get those offerings. So there are the 33 Devatas, main 33 Devatas are there who get the offerings. They are called the Tittis Koti Devata. We generally hear. No? Tittis Koti means 33 types of Devatas. So Trayatrinshat Havihi Bhujaha, 33 devtas who get the Havi, whatever is offered. So these 33 devtas are 12 Adityas, then 11 Rudras, then 8 Vasu, total 31, and then 2 Ashwini Kumars. So these are the 33 devtas who get whatever we offer through rituals. They are the one who get those Havi. Then the king of these devtas and other devtas also is Indra. Indra is the king of Devalok. He rules over all these devtas, Ajan Ajan Dev, all Karma Dev, Dev. He is the king. So Indra is there. And the guru of Indra is Brahaspati, guru of all the devtas. Not only of Indra, but all the devtas is Brahaspati. So this is about Devalok. So the devtas are there of different levels. Then their king Indra and Brahaspati, their guru. So each of these levels they get 100 times more happiness than that of the previous level. Then there is above Indra and above Brahaspati also. Then there is Prajapati. Prajapati is that Vaishvanara, Virat, Vaishvanara, who is in through his body only all the devtas and everything was born. So Vaishvanara's happiness is 100 times more that of Brahaspati's happiness. But even higher than Vaishvanara is Hiranyagarbha. So Hiranyagarbha's happiness is 100 times more than that of Vaishvanara. Hiranyagarbha is present in all beings. Everything exists in Hiranyagarbha only. Hiranyagarbha, from him only Vaishvanara is born and all the other devtas and everything is born. So all the happiness of everyone becomes one in Hiranyagarbha. So the happiness of Hiranyagarbha only everyone shares, as though all the beings of all the lokas, they share the happiness of the Hiranyagarbha. But the happiness of Hiranyagarbha also is just amsha, tiny little part of that Brahmananda, of the happiness of Brahman. And the Shrotriya and Akamahata person living in this world, having become free of his attachment to the objects of this world, becoming more and more, abiding more and more in his self, attains higher and higher happiness, and attains happiness equivalent to Brahma also, means equivalent to Hiranyagarbha. And when he gains that complete abidance in himself, he gains happiness of that Brahman, internal, infinite happiness. So that is what is conveyed here. So you remember this various levels of happiness. So Manushya, then Manushya Gandharva, then Deva Gandharva, then Pitrunam, Chiraloka Lokanam, then Ajana Jana Deva, then Karma Deva, then Deva, then Indra, then Brahaspati, then Prajapati, and then Brahma, that is Hiranyagarbha. So all this happiness are 100 times. So the happiness of Hiranyagarbha is 1 followed by 20 zeros. The happiness of Manushya. So we have seen Manushya happiness is 1 unit. So just multiply that 1 unit by 1 followed by 20 zeros. That much number. I don't know what is the name of that number. So that is the happiness of Hiranyagarbha. And that Hiranyagarbha's happiness alone, all of us are sharing. But the happiness which an enlightened person, a happiness which a Shrotriya and a Kamahata experiences, more and more he gains abundance, more and more happiness he experiences, still the happiness of Hiranyagarbha. But when he gains that complete abidance in the self, he attains that Paramananda, which is infinite, eternal happiness. So, you please listen to this pravachan again, think about it. More about this we will see in our next class. So, till then, you take care, be happy. Now you know what is the real happiness. So, try to gain this happiness. Worldly happiness is having its own limitations. And the greatest happiness which one can gain in this world, so many conditions, is also like a tiny little happiness. But if you become Shrotri and Akamahata, you can gain happiness even equivalent to Hiranyagarbha and that Paramananda also. Okay, so we will meet again on Wednesday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram, Boli Siyavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.